Do you need a change of pace? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom, our expression for today is change of pace. Now, most of us know and have heard this expression before, change of pace. If you live in the Northland like I do, every year we get something called cabin fever. Now, all of us, whether you live in the Northland or not, have been experiencing, I say, COVID fever or freedom fever or lockdown fever because we have been trapped in situations that are foreign and different to us, and we want to bust out of them, we want to break out of them. With cabin fever, we get a little more complacent and slowed down in the cold in the winter time, and we spend a lot more time indoors than we do outdoors like we do in the summer. And so we get cabin fever because we're just tired of the same old things over and over again, being stuck inside. Change of pace means we want to change things up. We need an interruption in the continuity of what's normally going on. We need a blow up of our routine. We need something different. Tony Robbins has 6 areas and aspects he teaches about with respect to human beings' needs and basic core needs. And one of them is certainty. We need to have routines and we need to know what to expect in life. But then on the flip side of that, we need to have uncertainty. We need to have variety. We need to have things that are unexpected happen in our life, or we would get very, very bored and complacent and probably sick and tired of our same old routines all the time. So variety, change, novelty, shifts, branching out, deviation, change, any kind of change or challenge, change of pace is good for us. You know, I used to work all the time. I mean, I had a family and was married and everything, but I always spent, 12 plus, I think a short day was a 12-hour work day for me for a lot of years. And that's just a choice I made back then, thinking that I had to do that because it was the right thing to do. Now I know that if I had that to do over, I would change that and I'd maybe only spend 10 hours a day at work. I don't know. But I worked all the time, and I would find that doing that, keeping up that frenzied pace all the time, got very wearing and very tiring. And so every once in a while I would have to throw in an activity that got my creative juices flowing, that got me doing or thinking and seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe it was just go out to the lake or go out in nature somewhere or go for a walk or go in my office and take several deep breaths. If you ever been super upset about something and you need to change your state and change your pace, and so you just go to a different environment, breathing, music, listening to things that make me feel good, whether it's music or books on tape or meditations. Those things help me to change my pace. We can always shift our pace, which is another way of saying our state, our energy, to a different vibration in order to achieve what it is that we want. But if we work all the time, we are subject to getting burnt out. Even I, who didn't believe in burnout, found that I could work too much and I could burn myself out. We all need to rest and recharge on some frequency, and we need to do what feels like resting and fun and recharging for us. Like, even when I'm not working, my pace is pretty much the same. I do pretty much everything at the same speed. I drink coffee and water and beverages fast. I walk pretty fast for how short I am. Things like that. I tend to have, and we all march to the beat of our own drum, right? We all have our own internal rhythm and our own internal pace, and we figure out what works for us. But even though we're normally bouncing along at that pace, we need to have variety and alter that pace at sometimes too. Whatever works and feels best for us to help us recharge our batteries, to help us see things clearly and differently, to help us be more efficient and more effective. So my question for you today is, I was thinking about this too. It's like riding a horse. If you've ever ridden a horse, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can walk a horse, you can trot on a horse, you can canter, you can gallop, but depending on what your outcome is and your desired outcome will determine how fast you ride that horse, what pace you ride that horse at. Now, I don't know about you, but if I trotted all the time, I'd get a very sore rear end. And so sometimes you want to go fast. Sometimes you just want to go fast. Depending on what the situation is, what the experience is that you're trying to achieve, will determine how fast you ride that horse, what pace you ride that horse at, for both your sake and the horse's sake, right? You can't full out gallop all the time on your horse. You're going to burn your horse out just like you will yourself. So my question for you today is, How will you experience a change of pace today? How, and do it, and then share in the comments below the impact and the effect it had on you. Purposefully change your pace today. So if you're going, oh, I want to say balls to the wall, but I hate that expression. If you're going all out and running, and really in a frenzied pace today, purposefully even just take a minute to take a minute and change your pace, and then go back to your frenzied pace and see how that makes you feel. I'm curious to see if it's as effective for you as it is for me. That's our idiom, that's our expression today, change of pace. Love to know your experience with it. Go out, make it an absolutely amazing day. I'm changing my pace tomorrow. I'm starting traveling for several weeks, so my pace is going to be all over the place, which will be really interesting. Traveling with one of my sisters, and so that means my pace will have to match her pace in some areas and aspects of her life. Sometimes she runs circles around me, sometimes I run circles around her, so we'll see how it goes. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business and in your life right now? Have a great day. Bye.